Good morning, I'm Raoul Gabriel from Cambridge Coding Academy, and I'm going to show you how to get set up for the Build a Game in a Day workshop. And during this workshop, you'll learn how to create the game Flappy Bird from scratch, totally on your own. So let's see what the Flappy Bird game is about. So I've got the URL here, and it's loaded here, and let's start playing. So you recognize the fancy bird, and we need to avoid those pipes, so I'm not very good at it. Oh, I got 2 points, and okay. Well, mine I just clove 2. See if you can do any better. So, to get started, what you need to do is to install a software called Git. And this software will enable you to download files from the internet, where we've put the setup files, and also to push your project to the wider public at the end of the workshop. So please go to this URL here and install it. So to install it, you can just click here, download for Mac, and just install it as a normal package. You can also read up about Git on this website. The second step is to install WebStorm. So WebStorm is what we call a integrated development environment, and this is where you'll be typing your code and running your game. So please go to this URL, it's loaded here, and download WebStorm 9 on your computer. And it should look like this. So you can see it's quite different to the typical software that we're used to, but that's fine. We'll explain to you during the workshop how it works, and you'll get familiar with it very quickly. The next step is to register an account on github.com, and github.com is where you'll be able to download the files to get your project started, and this is also where you'll push your code at the end of the workshop to make it accessible to other people. So please go on github.com. So if I sign out here, then I can register an account. So pick a username, enter email and password. The next step is to log in on github.com and to go to this URL. So I'm going to go ahead and log myself in with my own username. So here you should be using the username that you just created. We sign in. That's great. So I'm logged in as myself. And then we go to the area provided, Cambridge Coding Flappy Bird. That's it. And you should see this interface with a bunch of files here. The next step is to fork the project. And to fork the project, you need to click on this button. What fork does is basically copy all the files into your own GitHub account in a separate folder. So you've got your own copy available. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, fork as myself. Done. Great. So you can see here now we are under my account and Flappy Bird, and I've got all the files copied. So when you do that, you should have the same. What's next? Well, so we're done for the project. What we need to do now is to create a project within WebStorm, which you should have installed by now, and we'll load the project. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm gonna load up WebStorm here. That's great. So WebStorm 9 loading. So here I've got a separate project from before, but you should get this this interface here, and you need to click on Checkout from Version Control. Here you select GitHub. At this point, it should ask you your login for GitHub as well as your password, but because I've entered them in the past, it's already saved. So I only need to enter my master password. So let's go ahead and do that. So now it's trying to access GitHub. Great. So you should have this window. Here now, if you click on this button, you should see, if you scroll down, this URL. So here it says github.com rel.doc. Here you should have your own username and then flappybird.get. And that's where the project is stored. So let's test if that's working fine. Connection to repository has been successful. Great. So the next step is to download all those files to your own computer. So select a directory where you like those files to be saved. So in this case for me, it's the parent directory and then Flappy Bird. So let's click on clone. Clone means let's copy the project from the internet to your own computer. So it's not doing it. Takes a couple of seconds, Would you like to open the directory? Yes. Awesome. And you're now set up. That's the only thing you need to do. And if you want to check whether everything is working fine, click on index.html, right click, say open in browser, then go to Chrome. And you should see something like this. And throughout the day, you will learn how to create Flappy Bird from scratch using JavaScript. That's it for now. We look forward to see you at our workshops.